This is Fred Curley from the United States, and well, some of you might be familiar with some of his recent moments. In 2025, Curley was set to run some incredible times. He was fresh off his Olympic medal in the Paris Games in the 100 meters, he had just broken the 10-second barrier for the 4th consecutive season, and based on his recent improvements over the past couple of years, Curley really did seem poised to make even more noise in 2025. But the impact that he made would be mostly off of the track, because in 2025, Fred Curley had a few very bad races. He got arrested not once, but twice. He then dropped out of the United States trials due to the fact that he was recently suspended due to whereabouts failures. And then to finish off the year with even more bizarre of an update, Curley decided to join the Enhanced Games, which is the brand new league that allows for performance-enhancing drug use. Fred Curley is known as one of the most versatile sprinters of all time, as he's one of only 3 athletes to ever break 10 in the 100, 20 seconds in the 200, and also 44 seconds in the 400 meters. But the path that Curley chose last year appeared to be far away from what most expected. And even though we are now only 1 week into the 2026 season, things are already getting pretty strange with Fred Curley. Over the past 24 hours, Curley has quickly made it his mission to throw shade and talk trash to one specific athlete. And even though this back and forth started pretty innocently, it is only getting worse and worse. Just yesterday, Ferdinand Omanyala from Kenya, one of the fastest sprinters in history, posted this video to his Instagram. This was a fairly innocent update on his story, where he posted a video of him winning a qualification round of the 2023 World Championships. This is pretty standard kind of stuff, and there was really no reason to get upset at this kind of thing, right? Well, according to Fred Curley, this was grounds for a pretty angry response. In this screenshot here, we get a pretty full story of what was happening yesterday, as Curley responded to Omanyala's story by stating that you ain't do nothing, and to this reply, we can actually see that Omanyala replied with 2 separate videos. And after doing a little bit of digging, I'm pretty sure these 2 videos were from the 2022 Kip Keino Classic, where Omanyala actually beat Fred Curley with a time of 9.85 to Curley's 9.92. This was a pretty appropriate and quick reply from the Kenyan sprinter. But then Curley replied to this, saying that race ain't nothing, call me when you get a world medal or an Olympic medal. We is not the same. Honestly, I do love a good back and forth trash talk rivalry. It gets the blood boiling and it motivates athletes to run faster frequently. But after this initial interaction, Fred Curley just could not stop. He then took this screenshot and wrote, "Bro, you not on the level that you think you on, sit down. One and done race every year, I got a medal in different events." And then he stated that the King of Africa is his brother, which I believe Curley is referring to, let's see, the Teboho from Botswana, which I guess is another way of insulting Omanyala as they're both from Africa. I'm not really sure. Now after this post, Omanyala then posted the full race from the 2022 Kip Keino Classic, and he said, "You can have all the medals in the world, but at the end of your career, you have no legacy." This appears to be a shot at the fact that Curley has in fact joined the Enhanced Games, and many have argued that this decision will in fact ruin the legacy that Curley has built for himself, as joining a league that allows for PEDs is just not a good look. This clearly struck a nerve with Curley, because after this post, I think it sent Fred somewhat into a frenzy. Curley then proceeded to post a Diamond League race where he beat Omanyala, saying, "Where you at, son?" He then posted another race where he beat Omanyala, and then he posted the results from a Diamond League meeting in Silesia, where he ran 987 against Omanyala's 988, stating, "Ferdinand Omanyala, my little son." And then he posted an interview clip where Omanyala said that he would not lose for the rest of the year, and he pretty much just threw this back in Omanyala's face. I'm not entirely sure why Curley felt the need to respond to Omanyala in the beginning anyways. And to go back to the point that many are making, Curley literally can't even compete in athletics right now, so throwing shade at another athlete right now just seems very strange. Now, as Curley did point out in his initial repost, he does have a winning record against Omanyala, as he holds 8 wins to Omanyala's 3 in the 100 meters. But putting down another sprinter like this and then claiming that he is just built different is just not a productive way to go about building the sport.
I am different.
Now, the interesting thing about this idea of being built different is that Fred Curley has constantly thrown this out there to silence any haters and to respond to interviews to put himself on a higher pedestal. He said this during a Diamond League interview back in 2022, he said it here to Ferdinand Omanyala, but rarely does anyone actually have the guts to actually call him out on what this means. Well, at least that was until Curley said this on the Pivot podcast. Now, I'll put a link to this full video in the description, as it really does capture some interesting moments with Fred Curley after the 2024 Olympics. But the primary talking point that really got into people's psyche was this clip here.
Listen to I'm that guy. No, really not on my level. I'm telling you that as a man.
What do you mean by not on your
level?
He's
not on my level. He got what?
He got the gold right now.
Yeah, that's what it say.
It is hard to put into words how awkward this is. The moment that Fred Curley stated that Noah is not on his level, he got one of the most confused gazes thrown his way that you could imagine, and he simply responded back by saying, but he got the gold. Noah got the gold, which is true. This conversation is just logical fallacy after logical fallacy from Fred Curley. He claims that he is built different, and he claims that when the pressure is different, he's better, but when the lights were the brightest and the moment was the most important, Noah did in fact beat him. It's just as simple as that. Curley has said a lot of strange things over the past couple of years, and this was clearly one of the all-time high moments of oddity. But there is also no denying that Curley is very talented. 2026 has barely even started, and Fred Curley is already on record throwing shade at another athlete. But hopefully 2026 does balance out as a better year for Curley. I do wish him the best, and I hope that he can stay balanced and just be happy. There's really no reason to throw shade like this, and hopefully Curley can have a better 2026 compared to 2025. Now, I would love to hear from all of you. What do you think about this recent back and forth? What do you think about Fred Curley's current situation? And also, what do you think about the enhanced games coming up in just a few months? Curley is set to run in the 100, and oddly enough, there's only one single competition for the enhanced games in 2026. So Curley will certainly have to show up and put forth an amazing effort if he wants to get that notoriety. Anyways, leave your thoughts down below, and as always, until next time.